Hi, guys, it's Dr. George. So I have my author on here, and she'll be coming in shortly. It's a little Wi-Fi problems going on, but she was here last year for Tucked In Tuesdays, and now she has her second book. So I love when authors contact me and say, "Hey, Dr. George, I have another book. I need you to read the book on Tucked In Tuesday." So this is part two of her book, and I'll put my phone there for my friends that are looking for my personal page, and then I can see their comments. Hi, Miss SQ, how are you? So the first thing, the book last year was The Little Piano, and I don't know if many of you remember it. It was a little purple piano. So I'll start with that book first. Remember, boys and girls, or anybody listening, if you are going to read anyone's book, you always have to have permission. So the first book is The Little Piano, written by Trinity Bursey and illustrated by Shull, permission granted by Trinity Bursey herself. Hi, Miss Doyle, Miss Silas, and Mr. Fisher. So welcome to Tucked In Tuesdays. I'm Dr. George, principal of Homer Drive Elementary. It is 7:30 p.m. Central Time, and I'm so glad that you got to join me, and I am so tired. So I'll probably put myself to bed tonight. But I'm going to share her first book. So let me get that up. Hi, Brian. So this is her first book. So they have different ways that books can be sent, boys and girls. So this is a digital book. This is what's sent to the illustrator or the publisher or the author to approve. So that's what you're seeing here. Okay, that's what you're seeing there. So I'll get started. So this is The Little Piano, written by Trinity Bursey, illustrated by John D. Shull. So in this picture, you can see the front of the cover and the back of the cover. Normally you see a book like this, the front and the back, but this time you're seeing the book open. So it's flat like this. And we don't normally see books like that, but for tonight's purpose only, because we're revisiting this book, we're going to leave it like that. All right, and make sure you put those comments so I can give you a shout out. Hi, Kylie. Good morning over there. It's good night for us, so good morning for her. So here we go. Little Piano. So let me go to the next page. So inside of her cover, there's an inside cover blank and then a page just for you where you can sign to and who gave it to you. The Little Piano, and she'll be back with The Little Piano. And here's the copyright page. It's provided by the publisher. So guys, this is great that we're doing this because in her book, the copyright page would look like this. Okay. So it looks like this. So I just wanted you guys to see that it looks just like that. Okay. And I'm going to say any questions, but it'll look, let me get my camera just like that. So that's the copyright page, just so you guys are in the loop and following me. And I'm going to invite the author in. So she's coming in now. Hi, Miss Bursey. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. Glad I can be on finally. Had some technical issues, but I'm here now.
Oh, good. But we're glad to have you. I was telling them about the format of the book and why it looks different and why they'll probably never see a book like that. And I'm glad you jumped on because I told them this is probably the draft before it gets finished. So boys and girls never get to see this book. So before we start, tell them a little bit about your process and your background for The Little Piano.
Yes. So The Little Piano, we wrote that quite a while ago. And my just heart behind that was really letting kids know just their value and their worth. And they get to meet Lyric Little Piano, and I actually have her right here. And so they get to join Lyric in her journey to understand that she is priceless, just like they are, just like we all are.
Love it. So I'm going to go back to the book, Miss Bursey. And here's the book. What I love about the book is the split is not in there yet. So Miss Bursey, tell me this. If I open the book like this, is this what they're seeing or are they seeing just one page?
They're seeing both pages. If it's like a double page, they're seeing the whole thing there.
Okay, so great. So, boys and girls, normally you have staples or something in the middle that holds your book in place and it has that split. Well, that little split is gone. and you're just seeing the book flat, which is really neat to see. So thank you, Trinity, for affording us that opportunity. So there once was
No
a
problem.
town, a quaint little place. It was filled to the brim with great musical taste. And that quaint little town was a small little shop, and that shop was filled with instruments to the top. Non-stop in the shop did the instruments dream of being fulfilled of a deep-seated need. The deep-seated need, the deep-seated need that the instruments dream of being played by an artist so sweetly indeed. I guess if I was an instrument, I'd want somebody to select me. There were guitars and harps, flutes and banjos, and way in the back was a little piano. Lyric was spotless, so glossy and clean, with the most beautiful keys you have ever seen. Today could be the day, said the little piano to the old and rusty fiddle and banjo. I could be whisked away to play beautiful tunes, and my tunes could fill the most elegant rooms. I could tour for years playing live, far and wide, while my tunes bring tears to all eyes worldwide. Don't believe the eye, said the wise old fiddle, for the world can be mean and it can be fickle. So wait for the master musician, wait for his call, for being played by him is the greatest gift of all. Wait for him, little lyrics theme. Why him? I have never, ever seen, and it's already been day 416. No, for him, I will not wait, for my time is now, and he is much, much too late. Just then, a lady walked into the shop, and little lyric her eye did spot. I'll take you, said she, for I have the world to see, and yes, you'll do quite perfectly. Little Lyric traveled from ballet to Bali to Spain. The world she did travel in sun and in the rain. From concerts and showrooms and elegant balls, Little Lyric was the star in them all. But soon the travel was taking its toll, and the chips and scratches were beginning to show. She was let go before the very next show. She was cold and alone with no place to go. So she played in the streets, she played to pass time, where she let out some tunes and took in some dimes. When up walked Walter T. Slime, who took a look at little Lyric so fine, and I said, I think you should come and be mine. It didn't take long for little Lyric to see that life was misery with Mr. Walter T. He tuned her so toughly, it tarnished her strings, and played her so roughly, it ruined her keys. Soon her finish was dull and her pedals were worn, and the only tunes she played were forlorn. Too deformed to perform once her time was up. Mr. Walter T. Slime left her in a dump truck. Oh, poor Lyric. So down in the dumps, she couldn't dream
Mhm.
much. So down in the dumps, her dreams she'd given up. With eyes of kindness and face of love, the master musician had finally come. But little Lyric was ashamed to be seen, for her finish was tarnished, and so were her keys. Oh, let me go back to this page. So down in the dumps, she couldn't dream much. So down in the dumps, her dreams she had given up. When out of the yuck came the most gentle touch, with eyes of kindness and face of love, the master musician had finally come. But little Lyric was ashamed to be seen, for her finish was tarnished, and so were her keys. But the smile he wore on his face didn't leave, for he loved her regardless of rust or debris. You believe you were loved because of what you could do, but simply see that I love you because you are you. Like new, he traded her beauty for ashes and scratches. This love was so deep, so wrathless and matchless, mending every tarnish and tear with such glee, even tuning her hammers and strings with an ease. With fresh keys, he played her and began to sing, calling her his love and his everything. Everything was made right in his love and in his will, for her deep seated need at last had been filled. She was filled to the brim. She was loved after all, for being played by the master was truly the greatest of all. The end. And there's Miss Trinity Bursey. So, Miss Bursey, let's talk about what made you start writing about the little piano.
Um, I think you mean the story or lyric? herself. Here's Lyric right here.
Lyric herself. Oh, she went out again, so I'll give her a chance to get back. But
Can you hear me?
thank you. Hello, Miss Betty. How are you? So we'll get her. She'll come back in. But she has a part two. There she is.
Okay. Hey, sorry.
That's okay. So why did you select the little piano?
So you're asking me. So I selected Lyric because just like instruments, we all have something beautiful to play. You know, we all have a beautiful sound. And I thought it'd be so amazing to use instruments in that way. And then, you know, Lyric was born in that way. Thought, how awesome would it be to have a piano as a star of the story and showing how like our music, you know, inside of us can change based on our circumstances and how just hands we can be beautiful, our potential can truly shine. And so that's kind of how, you know, having a piano as a star came about.
I absolutely love that. Love that. So we have a part two. The day the instruments split. So the first book was kind of sad, but I didn't know it was sad. I thought it was going to be a great story from the beginning. So there's a little twist. So this one makes me think that it might be sad. I don't know, but we'll see. So the little instrumental presents The Day the Instruments Split, written by Trinity Bursey and illustrated by John D. Shull. And there's Lyric right there. Good evening, Miss Bridges. So inside the book, she put, "You are awesome. Don't forget to show someone kindness today." And I think I did do that today. If it was no more than just listening. So thank you for signing. And just like her other book, she has Just for You too, from The Day the Instruments Split. So here we go.
Yes. Dr. George, real quick question for you. Quick question for you, Dr. George. Is it public, the read aloud? It is? Okay. I thought I saw a comment where it said it wasn't public for people wanting to watch it. Oh, okay, perfect.
Oh, yes, it is. Hi, Mike. Welcome back. Yes, Mike, I am back. So there once was a town, a quaint little place. It was filled to the brim with great musical taste. So here's the town again. Looks like it changed a little. And that quaint little town was a small little shop, and that shop was filled with instruments to the top. Hi, Cam. Hi, Virtuous. How are you? Hi, Cam from Canada. Hello. And Virtuous. Yes, Happy New Year. Non-stop in the shop as the instruments play, working together in a wonderful way. Mike, I needed a story for tonight. I'm going through a rough time. Oh, Mike, we'll chat, Mike. Send me a chat. Mike is a faithful listener. When one windy day came the slimy musician, instruments should be separated, come close and listen. How can maracas shake when drums are drumming? How can pianos play when guitars are strumming? How can you be together? You should be shoving. Oh my goodness. Something's not right when a flute joins a harp. Mark my words, you are better apart. With that little tip, the entire shop split. No one played together, not one little bit. Oh, goodness. Instead, sounds collided and music crashed until everything was one giant bash. The bash affected everything in town until right side up turned upside down. Raindrops stopped dropping and lockers stopped locking, popcorn stopped popping and TikTok stopped talking. Little Lyric was watching but couldn't believe her sight because everything was shocking and such an awful fright. But the wise ones weren't there to set everything right because they were somewhere snorkeling out of sight. Then a light went off in Little Lyric's head. I need some help from all of my friends, Tasha, Lamar, and Sasha. So away she sprung to find Tate, Tasha, Sasha, Luke, Lamar, and Zum the drum. Oh, and there's Lyric and Zum and Luke and Tate. Something must be done before our town is completely undone. But what can be done? Zum the drum asked her. All at once they said, visit the master. Hi, Miss Como. Hi, Malia. Hi, Sarah. The Maraca twins grinned and shook with delight. Yes, he'll come and set everything right. Right, he will, Lamar strummed in. Luke asked, but can we get our group to him? Yes, we can, Tate began. There's a concert tonight at 10:30. And away they went, spreading the word until at last all of the instruments heard. All heard, but preferred to play a part, thinking symphonies were an awful art. Oh no. With noses up, the instruments went. But when they showed up, it was an awful event. Argument after argument filled up the room until every song became a kaboom. In zoomed little Lyric and her little crew, trying to help and lighten the mood. Wouldn't it be nice to play together? Let's get along, they all shouted. Never! The crowd stood up and started to boo, for the horrible sound affected them too. Instead of a concert, it seemed like a zoo. Poor little piano didn't know what to do. All wanted to play, but none would include when suddenly the master walked into the room. All is affected by your anger and gloom. For when you play a part, everything's gloom. But when you play in tune, the power reaches the moon. For our differences make us great. Choose love over hate, hold harmony close, and come celebrate. Humbled all had to agree life was better in harmony. With a one and a two and a three, all played in the key of unity until every single note and key changed the town miraculously. Water went back into the sea and green went back. Oh, they had really disrupted the town. Water went back into the sea and green went back onto the leaves. Holes went back into the cheese and sweet went back into the tea. Through the master's harmony, everything was back as it used to be. Filled with glee, all shouted, yippee! For they could finally see beauty flows from diversity and unity sounds like harmony. Oh, I love those 2 pages. That's probably my favorite 2 pages. And it says the end. And most kids have to wait and meet the author in the back of the book, but you guys get to meet Miss Trinity here. So Miss Trinity, tell us, hi Kim. So Miss Trinity,
Lyric.
tell us about the book and Lyric. Yes, they get to meet Lyric. So tell me what inspired you to write the books.
I really thought about the way instruments, when they all come together, they make something amazing. You think about it. When you have one instrument, it's great, but when they all come together, they're all so different, all have unique sounds and sizes, and it's so beautiful. And I really would love kids to understand, just like instruments come together and make music more beautiful, so do we. We all have something unique and amazing to offer. And if we, don't want to be around someone just because of what they look like or they're different from us, we're missing out on so much, Think about how much music would just be so much duller. Have all kinds of instruments. And hopefully we can make that correlation and see the destruction versus the beauty if we just embrace and celebrate each other.
I love that. And a fellow author, Miss Rochelle Bridges, says, oh my goodness, this book is awesome. Congratulations, author Trinity.
Aww.
So you got to shout out. So
Thank
the
you.
first book, we always do the takeaways. So what would be your takeaway from your first book, your very first book? What would be your takeaway? And I'm going to share the screen so they can see
the
that.
Takeaway for the first book. Sure. The takeaway from the first book is that you are loved just because of who you are. Lyric thought she had to travel far and wide to be loved, to be appreciated, but she didn't understand that the master musician who was her maker, that he loved her just because of who she is. And so I want kids to understand that they're already amazing. They're already special just because of who they are. They don't have to go out searching for accolades. They are amazing just because of who they are. And that in itself really gives you the confidence you need to do what you need to do in the world. You don't have to look for other people's approval, but understand your priceless worth and value.
I absolutely love that. My takeaway, hi, Miss Parsley. My takeaway from this book is you're never too old to be appreciated, or you never lose your wealth or your purpose. It just takes people believing in you. So I absolutely love that She came back just because somebody believed in her. She hadn't lost anything, maybe exterior wise, but it just took someone to show some love and care that made her thrive. So the second book here, what's your biggest takeaway from this book?
Biggest takeaway is that we are so much better together, that we are beautiful together. No matter our differences, you can do something I can't do, I can do something you can't do. But if we embrace that and celebrate it, we'll go so much farther, opposed to just bickering or getting into fights about we just need to embrace that and understand that it's beautiful.
Love that. And I have Ms. Morgan, one of our teachers, on here with her daughter, London. So thank you for joining. So my biggest takeaway for this book has got to be that alone, we can't do anything. We can't do anything but come in this world alone unless you're a twin or a triplet or a quadruplet and keep going. But we need the support of others to be the best that we can be. So I absolutely love that. And Ms. Como says she concurs, but I absolutely adore this book. It's so much meaning for adults as well, because sometimes we can get people to come in and kind of get us worked up a little bit, and we're so easily split. But when the master came in, just like he did in the first book, everybody listening, and he got that sound back, and they even messed up the town where there wasn't even holes in the cheese. Right. So I love this, Miss Betty said, these are great books, symbolism of instruments and people, unity, harmony, diversity. Thanks, Trinity. We'll share these with the little people in my life. I love reading and promoting literacy. So I know last year, Miss Como, she purchased the book and the piano for her granddaughter, Malia. So she already has lyric, but tell them how they can purchase the book.
They purchase the book on Amazon. And if you do, when you all heard the book, so if you would leave an Amazon review as well, that would be awesome. And just help support me and Lyric as we get the word across, like we said, about diversity, unity, how we're so much better together. And also like the first book, that self-love. And like you said, if you believe in somebody, you can bring them back. Words are powerful. And just a little bit of kindness, that can change someone's entire life. So I would say, just if you enjoy the message, keep on supporting us. We'll be here with more books.
I love that. So I always do this. What's one message you want to leave with all of the listeners and the little people and adults that are listening? What is something you would like to leave with them?
I would love to leave with them that they are amazing. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do something. Keep on believing in your dreams. Keep on going for it. Find those people who are going to support you and speak those positive things, like Lyric had to find the master musician, or he found her, and that changed her life around. Even the second one, like you said, we can't do anything alone. She had to get her friends together to get the town back together. So I would say keep on leaning on those strong people in your life and keep on shining bright and keep on reading.
Love that. So guys, you heard her. She needs you to go and leave a review on Amazon. I'll do the same tonight on both books. I've read both books. Can you all do that for her? Let her know that you enjoy her books. And while you're at it, if you purchase a book, that will be a double whammy for her. So Miss Heather said, good evening, Belinda. We made it tonight. So great for you to share in this way. It was great seeing you, Heather. And Rochelle, have a great evening and blessings. And her internet is acting up, but there she is right there. Let me hide her there. There she is. So guys, I like to say, if nobody else tells you, Dr. George loves you. Miss Bursey, when you get the next book about maybe the day, the instruments, I don't know. Is there another book in the making?
There are several books. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. So guys, remember, go on Amazon, purchase the books. Is there anywhere else that they can purchase besides Amazon?
There's also Walmart, Barnes and Noble. They can purchase it there as well. And yeah, spread the word.
Okay. Well, guys, you heard it here. Leave that review. Even if you didn't buy it yet, leave that review. Guys, and I like to leave you with these words that I say every single day at Homer Drive and every night on Tucked In Tuesdays. If nobody else tells you, Dr. George loves you. Good night, guys, and rest well. Good night. Good night, PJ.